Guys, it is Bulls playoff week. That means it is time to talk some Bulls basketball, finally. I am Ross. This is Arturis Fan Club. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit the like button and make sure to hit subscribe. A lot of you might only know me from the Twitter memes, doing the in-game commentary and stuff. I've been doing Bulls content for a minute now. Took a little break during the season when life got a little crazy. But what better time than now to jump back into it? And hey, what better way to celebrate the playoffs than with the C-Red dad cap, the one and only. We've been tweeting the C-Red emojis before games for like 2 seasons now, and nobody has ever made a hat. Why not? Well, now there is one. Make sure to check it out. It's only available for a limited time in my store. The link is in the description, so make sure to get that as soon as possible. You do not want to miss out. I posted a season recap video the other day that is totally worth your time. I had a lot of fun making that, and it got like copyright striked on like every platform, so you might only be able to find it for a few more days before it gets removed or something. I don't know, but make sure to check it out. And hey, if you like this shirt, the Bench Mob is back. Make sure to go to benchmob.com and use offer code AFC20 for 20% off your order on Bulls Bench Mob merch. Okay, we are ready to talk some hoops. Guys, it is Bulls Bucks, as we all know, and dread. The Bucks swept us in the regular season, and they have this player who's named Giannis, who's kind of good at basketball. The schedule for the entire series has been released. Game 1 in Milwaukee, 5:30 here on Sunday, and then we're off for 2 days before Game 2. They're on Wednesday, and then Games 3 and 4 will be in Chicago on Friday and Sunday, respectively. So we have our schedule set. We know what to expect. We know what to expect with the Bucks. Not a terribly different team than the one that we saw the last time in the regular season. Giannis is still Giannis, and we don't really have anyone who is going to stop him. Not that anybody in the NBA does, right? There is no player who can, well, you could make the argument that players have stopped him, but he is the kind of freak of nature, the Greek freak, that you can only hope to contain. Having Patrick Williams back is obviously huge. Patrick Williams is easily the most physically suited player to put on Giannis, obviously. I will say that Billy Donovan mentioned something in some of his press conferences recently about wanting to try the Vooch and Tristan Thompson frontcourt pairing again, specifically against the Bucks. I really hope not. I hope that that's just kind of a thing that he's saying, because he doesn't want to reveal strategy or anything, so he's just kind of saying stuff. It would not be a great idea, personally, in my opinion. Patrick Williams at the 4 gives you way more flexibility inside and outside. Tristan Thompson and Vooch together, just at times when we've tried it, looks abysmal. Neither of them are quick enough or strong enough in the post to deal with athletic 4s like Giannis, and neither of them are physically dominant enough to protect the rim like that at all times. Tristan obviously being the superior rim protector and defender of the two. It just putting them both out there at the same time. I don't know, like, what's the plan there? You're going jumbo? Are you putting Pat at the 3? And then Dak and DeMar at 1 and 2? I don't get it. I don't see it. And I don't see how that would be a useful strategy against the Bucks, especially with what Brook Lopez did to us this season. Like, it's the problem with the Bucks, man. They just have too many guys. So like, we were able to kind of neutralize Giannis at times this season in the games that we played against them. We got him into foul trouble at times. He was taking a lot of mid-range shots. He wasn't getting into the paint, and that's not really his game. He was missing those shots, and it was working against Giannis. But a revolving door of Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez just went off on us at those various points when it wasn't Giannis. So, sure, we can go in with the idea that we are going to focus on Giannis, and I guess just pray and hope that these other guys don't go off. Now, obviously, we have Caruso back now. He had the week off. Hopefully help him recover from some of those back problems he was having. Same thing with Zach. Having the week off will help with his knee. With all of the weird COVID absences and injuries we had this season, I don't think we ever played the Bucks at full health. And I already put an asterisk on that because we're not at full health. We don't even have Lonzo, but we know we don't have Lonzo. So I'm not going to focus too much on that. But, full health with an asterisk, I don't think we've really faced them yet this season. So, because even in that last game, I think it was Zach that sat, and that was a weird blowout game. All of those games at the end of the season, I know we haven't really gotten the chance to talk about it here on this channel. The way that the Bulls ended the season, I think, was a combination of us getting our expectations and our hopes a little too high. I'm one of the biggest offenders of that. I have been getting hopes high and hyping up this team for a long time, which it's our team. We should. But realistically, we probably did get a little bit too big for our britches, with the early stretch of games in our schedule being kind of easy, and then the COVID stuff, and then we were first in the East for a while, and then the injuries, and then we started to come back to earth, and then the schedule got really hard, and it was just a combination, I think, of a lot of things, and the timing made it maybe look a little worse than it was, because I don't think the team was as bad as they looked the last couple weeks of the season, but maybe they also weren't as good as they looked when they were first in the Eastern Conference. I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Zach, it might have been Caruso. I don't know. There was a player who actually said it explicitly, that the truth is somewhere probably in the middle. It might have been Billy Donovan, actually. The truth of this team isn't as bad as getting blown out by the Hornets in the last home game of the season, but it probably isn't as good as DeMar DeRozan going on that crazy run of scoring 30 plus with 50 plus efficiency. Those kind of things were not going to happen forever, right? We understood that we were on a tear, we were on a really hot stretch, and sometimes teams get hot at the right time. Seems like we kind of went cold at the wrong time rather. And that's just kind of where we are right now. It's been a combination of a lot of different factors. And looking back, we have this week right now to regroup, focus on the things that were working for us earlier in the season, and focus in on the Bucks too. Focus in on our opponent, do some scouting. I do think that Billy Donovan has gotten a tough rap as head coach the last couple months. I will say that some of his rotations have been suspect, and I have struggled with just some of his in general in-game coaching decisions. But at the end of the day, he's putting out the best players we have on the roster, right? I know that I joke about Marko Simonovic all the time and stuff like that, but he's putting out the best players on the roster. He is doing as much as he can from a personnel standpoint to put the best players out there at every possible moment. So there's only so much you can do as the head coach this far into the season with what is at your disposal. Billy Donovan, for sure, has some flaws, has some shortcomings, and those are things that we should definitely discuss in the offseason. But for right now, he's not going anywhere, and we have to put the best five out on the court, and that's what he's doing. So having Patrick Williams back once again will be huge for that. I do think that another person who is getting some flack lately that maybe is a little unwarranted is Coby White. I know that he has had a rough stretch of games. I know that he had a really, really cold shooting stretch there. But Coby White was one of our most important players back when we were on top of the Eastern Conference. And despite his cold shooting stretch lately, and this is kind of a thing for the Bulls in general, the Bulls generate good looks offensively. Sometimes the offense does stagnate. Sometimes, DeMar and Zach will stop the ball a little bit and, do their game, which is what they do. We know that they're great at that. But it does feel like a lot of the times we'll generate good looks and either the shot will get passed up. I've noticed that with Io. I've noticed that with Pat, younger players, maybe a little more timid, or they take the shot and they miss it. And that's been happening a lot lately with Coby White specifically. Vooch is another guy where we generate open looks for them and they're just missing the shots. So those are things that I hope in time, it goes back to getting hot at the right time, getting cold at the wrong time. There's not a lot of strategy there. I really just hope we start hitting those shots because we are generating and creating good open looks. Got to knock them down. So With that said, Kobe White, he is a very good three-point shooter. We know that. He's very good at attacking closeouts. We know that. The Bucks love to switch on pick and rolls. We know that. That creates opportunities for Kobe White to either get a shot or work with players like Nikola Vucevic and Tristan Thompson, in the post game. Maybe you try to get Vucevic going from the pick and pop and try to get him, in the mid-range shooting some jumpers. Maybe you try to get Tristan Thompson rolling to the rim, try to generate some looks at the rim. Those are things that he's really good at. And, if he misses a shot, he's also really good at getting second chance points. So those are things that the Bulls can do to kind of work within their strengths. At the end of the day, we just don't have the firepower that the Bucks have. And we just have to be realistic about that. They are an extremely talented team from top to bottom. They're very well coached. We're talking about the defending champs, right? Let's not lose sight of the fact that even though they lost more games this season and they weren't first in the conference, they're the defending champs for a reason. They're a very, very good team, obviously, and the cards are stacked against us. Realistically, we don't have a great chance in this series. The way I look at it, if we want to win it, we need to steal a game on the road and then swing the momentum back our way when we get back into the United Center for games 3 and 4. If we go into the United Center down 0-2, it's a tough uphill battle. You're already walking into a crowd that feels defeated, that doesn't feel good about their chances in this series. And honestly, I've been to the United Center a lot this season. Guys, we got to be louder. We really do. We got to do a better job. And I'm talking about myself too. I'm a part of it. We got to be louder at these games. This is the playoffs. This is the first time we've been there in 5 years. There is no atmosphere like it. We need to be loud. But you walk into an 0-2 hole, people probably don't want to cheer that much. I mean, obviously they're still going to cheer. It's just the vibe's going to be a little different than if we walk in there, after winning, stealing a game on the road. You walk in there tied 1-1, anything can happen, man. I don't know what it is, but 1-1 it's so far removed from 0-2. It's so much better. And 1-1 is what my goal is for when we walk into the United Center on Friday night. And, hopefully try to give them a series. That's what it's going to be, We got to try to make it a series. It's going to be one of those, grind it out, make everything difficult for them. Try to get Giannis into foul trouble. Try to make him earn his points. Don't give him easy looks at the rim. It's going to be that kind of series. We've played the Bucks before in the playoffs, and it was the same kind of deal. Seems like whenever the Bulls make it to the playoffs, we always seem to face like the Bucks, the Hawks, the Pacers, and there's history there. Overall, I'm still really excited to be back in the playoffs. I know we ended the season there on a downward spiral, it felt like, but they have some time here to regroup. We have revisited, like I said in that retrospective video I made of the season, we have revisited some of the highlights of this year to remind ourselves of how good this team can be. And do not fret. We lose in the playoffs. If it happens, it happens. The future is still bright. AK is still in charge of the team, the guy who made all of this happen. And think about it, where we were. This time last year, we weren't worried about the playoffs. We weren't worried about shit because we weren't in them. We are so far from that. We have achieved so much and made so much progress. So this is all part of it. This is part of the progress. This is part of the growth. The experience of being in the playoffs for the younger players, Zach LaVine, his first time being in the playoffs. It's great, and it's stuff we want to keep building on year after year. So it's wonderful that we have had this much success this quickly. But I would caution you, don't let it break your heart that much if we do end up getting eliminated. We will be back. Future is still bright. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully we can make it a series, get some dubs, and who knows, maybe we can shock the world. Once again, guys, make sure to check out the Bulls Dad Cap. The link for that will be in the description, available for a limited time only. You do not want to miss out. We have the Bulls Twitter community. I'm a moderator over at the Bulls Twitter community. Make sure to go on twitter.com/Chicago Bulls and check that out. A very fun place for Bulls fans to hang out, talk about the team. We're going to be doing live watching parties together, just live tweeting during the games. They're doing a giveaway, all kinds of really cool stuff. Like I said, I'm a moderator over there. So make sure to go check it out. I think I covered everything. Got the hat, Make sure to check out benchmob.com for shirts like this and other ones, AFC 20 or 20% off. And I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. If you stuck around this far, I really appreciate you. In fact, I might even say, I'll say it. I love you. Bye.